And that's all I have for this video. I will be dropping part 2 probably tomorrow. If not, then y'all hold me accountable for that.
1 week later.
Yeah. I know. Let's go ahead and jump into it.
My Uncle Unique made this one.
What's good? It's your boy Unique from 99 Doors Entertainment. Back again with how to start selling beats online. This is part 2 of my series. I dropped part 1 last week. I know I'm behind on everything, but hey, I finally got it out. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Now in part 1, I did say get your beat store together and get your social media together. Now that you got those two together and you being consistent with both of them, posted on both of them, you got your days set up, the next thing you really need to work on is communication. Communicating with the artists, communicating with other producers that you're working with is very important. If you're not communicating properly with them, then things get lost in translation. If you're supposed to send an artist that stems to the beat, or you're supposed to make any changes to a beat, make sure you get that done right away and get that over to them. That will show that you listening to them, that you're taking what they doing seriously, and make sure y'all on the same wavelength. Because again, a lot of things can get lost in communication both ways. Make sure you understand what they need from you, and make sure they understand what you need from them so you can help them better. Make sure communication is the top of your list on things that you work on. And I understand that being a producer, being locked away, working on beats in the studio all day, it don't give you many chances of communicating with other people. And that's why I say get out the studio. Make sure you get out the studio. Make sure you talk to people. And especially if you're trying to build with that artist, make sure you get their number and talk to them offline. Make sure you check in on them. Make sure you see how they doing. Make sure, see what projects they got working on that don't involve you. Check in on them. Again, become friendships, build that friendship. If you want to work with artists in the long run, then you're gonna have to have that communication with them and make sure y'all talking back and forth. So build your friendship up with them. Y'all don't have to be best friends or anything, but make sure y'all at least on talking basis. Because when they find an opportunity and they need some beats, they're gonna reach out to the people they're closest to first, and you want to be one of those people that they're closest to. The next thing I feel like artists need to work on, and I said this before plenty of times, but it is being consistent. Being consistent with your uploads, being consistent with your posting on all your social media, because you want to build your platform and you want to be a reliable source. And I struggle with this also. Being consistent is hard. I understand that life gets in the way and you have a whole lot going on. But if you want to make this work, if you really want to make a living from your music, you have to be consistent. Consistently making beats, consistently making content, consistently putting it all out. And a lot of people want to be like, I just want to make the music. I don't want to have to do everything else. With music nowadays, that come with the territory. If you want to make a living off your music, if you want to get your name out there, you're gonna have to put out content and you have to be consistent with that content. And with that being said, you also have to be creative. You have to figure out a way to stand outside the box. A lot of people gonna be posting the same content over and over. In part 1, I was talking about how type beat channels are everywhere. Everybody making type beat channels on YouTube, but there's less and less type beat channels popping up that's really taking off because it's hard to fit into that category now, especially if you don't have nothing that's going to help you stand out more than everybody else. So you have to be creative. You have to use your creativity, come up with new ways to get your music out. Is there a new social media platform that's starting to take out? Why not jump on that platform and establish yourself on there? If you find a new way to use Instagram or TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, use that platform to your advantage. It's free, so find a way to use it and be creative with it. Stand out more. Here's another tip that a lot of people are gonna say is outdated, but I still find success from, and that's an email list. And an email list is only as good as what you use it for. I use my email list when I decide to use it because I'm horrible with email lists. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I use my email list to promote my new songs, my new singles. If I'm working on any big projects, I use my email list to bring attention to that. I'm using my email list to bring notoriety to what I'm working on at that moment. So when I was working on 30-day notice earlier this year, I used my email list to really bring attention to that. It brought a good amount of artists to me to work on it, and I got a good amount of listens to that album by promoting it through my email list. You can use this to help promote your beat store. You can use this to help promote your merch, whatever you want to. Also figure out what the artists that you're working with need to know about. If they need to know about new recording gear, new plugins that's gonna help them, you can do a quick email highlighting these things. And you don't have to do daily emails. You can do weekly emails. Me, I probably do weekly emails because I suck at trying to do it daily. So weekly emails probably be the best way to go. And once you find success with it, you can keep doing it and you can keep pushing it and it can grow with you. And if you don't know how to start an email list, definitely look into MailChimp. It's free. That's what I use. And it's free up until, I want to say, the first 1,000 emails that you get. Another tip for you is to bring your own sound. A lot of people reuse the same sounds. A lot of people try to copy other people's sounds. That's why you get so many beats that sound similar to each other. You get the Drake or the Trippie Redd sounds or the 21 Savage sounds, the type beats, and everybody sounding the same. Try to mix it up. Bring your own style to it. Bring your own flavor to it. Have fun with it. Because if you're not having fun with your music, then what's the point of making music? So have fun with it. Bring your own sound. Bring your own energy to it. And that right there gonna help you stand out a lot more amongst all the other producers that's out here that's copying and pasting other people's sound. Just because our album just released and that's the hottest new sound, yes, you could target that sound. But for the artists that made that album, that's probably like a year old and that sound is old and outdated to them. So yes, you can follow that hype and follow that train, but you always gonna be chasing. Why not get ahead of the curve and create your own sounds? At least that's my philosophy on it. I know a lot of other producers that do like chasing that. They wait for the next album to drop, or they do their research and figure out what's the next album to drop, and they make beats that's similar to that sound that's on that album and they release those. If you want to chase that next sound and continue following the releases, go ahead and do that. That works for a lot of people. But I just think getting ahead of it and creating your own sounds and doing something that nobody ever heard before will bring a lot more notoriety to your name and help you stand out when artists looking for beats. Okay, and the last thing I want to talk about when it comes to selling beats is giving out free beats. This is very controversial and I maybe can do a longer video on this one day. Giving out free beats to artists is definitely a way to build your clientele. I was talking about your email list earlier. That's one way you can incentivize people to join your email list. If you're giving out one free beat every week, or maybe two or three free beats every week through your email list, then that will incentivize everybody to join your email list. So think about that. And again, you doing YouTube, you can give away free beats through YouTube. Again, a lot of the type beat channels also give out free beats through the YouTube channel. People download, use them, and if they really want to make the song pop off or they want to get paid from the song, then they'll go back to the beat store, buy that beat, buy the licenses to that beat so they're able to use it and then put the song out so they can make money off of it. So giving out free beat is definitely a good way to build your clientele, to build up your reputation and really get your name out there. And that's just a few tips I learned over the years from selling beats and working with artists. If this video helped you, hit that like button. If you got any questions for me, leave them down in the comments. I would love to help out as much as I can. Again, I'm Unique from 99 Doors Entertainment, and I'll check y'all out later. Deuces.